wrong with this dude?
He looking at Luke Walton like
he looked disinterested yesterday. Like, yo. What are we doing? What are we doing out here?
Maverick, can you find me a coach?
All right, y'all. So here we are. Some more NBA talk. This is NBA time.
Yup.
And let's give a shout out to all our subscribers that are watching us, and tuning in, and definitely commenting. We appreciate it.
Appreciate
We're gonna
it.
keep coming, y'all.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. All right. So, is all the scoring and no defense in the NBA, is it good for the NBA right now?
It's good for the casual fans. It's good for fantasy. It's good for betting. So, if I'm gonna say all that, generating money is good for the NBA.
Wow.
Can I say this?
What's up, brother?
Like, this is not new. I think we getting drugged by that. They've scored points before.
Not like
you know
this.
what I'm saying?
Not like this.
No, I think, let me say this. I think what we're looking at, in my opinion, is the volume of three-point shooting, in my opinion, that has caused this kind of like influx of what we're seeing
definitely want to talk
as far
about,
as scoring.
Talk about
but I
that
think
and the
before,
misconception.
I used to see games that was 120-something and 100
But
Yeah, that was
and
in the
wait,
90s,
wait,
90s,
like that.
early
Wait.
90s.
You have 4 or 5 teams. Now, the Knicks scored 115 last night without any bona fide scorer on the floor.
But remember, the pace of the game is different also.
Again, because there's no defense.
No, that
Pace of the game, shot clock.
The shot clock with
being
the rebound,
14,
too,
so that
that-
gives you more possession. There definitely is more possessions in the game now, but Marc is right. There's
No, I'm not
there's-
denying.
There's no like, hold on. Klay Thompson hit 10
with
three-pointers
nobody in front of him.
in the first half, and only 2 was contested, bro.
Yo, that's horrible.
2 was
man.
contested.
Yo, you're watching
Dudes is not playing
a
no D.
3-point contest during the game. That's basically what you're doing.
I don't know, man. I hear you, and that's why I think the influx of people. You know, when we talk about, we had a conversation about triple doubles being overvalued. That's why I think the influx of rebound. Carl Anthony Towns had 16 rebounds last night. But if you watch the pace,
62 shots
right?
went up.
If you watch the pace of the game, he should have that much. You know what I mean? So,
But think about this: if 62 shots go up, and you miss half of those, you
40 of those are three-pointers.
and you get 14 rebounds. That's not a big
You know
deal.
what's you know
wait
what's
a
so
minute,
crazy? You know
Banks
what's
is
so
turning his head. Wait a minute,
You know what's
Banks
so crazy? But
is
to
turning his
go real quick, but to go what you said in a second, a double-double, 10 and 10 ain't gonna really mean nothing. You're gonna have to give me like 10 and 19 for us to really feel you
And
doing something.
I'm not trying to be funny, but yo, Ben Simmons has damn near triple double at halftime.
Money,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like the
so
pace of the game
easy
is
to score.
Damn,
ahead,
yeah.
Banks.
Banks, here go Banks. Here he
I don't,
goes.
because I feel like, it's this revisionist history, and I hate it because if I remember correctly, the highest scoring game in NBA history is not even from this era. If we're talking about in regulation, I believe it's a game that Adrian Dantley was in where they scored. It was like 148
versus the Nuggets, I
to
think it was.
145, and it wasn't overtime. So
And they
let's
weren't
not.
shooting threes like
That's what I'm saying. So let's not act like
But
this
that's
scoring
one
is new.
team, though, Banks.
But listen,
Again,
but Mark,
that's
there's
one highlight.
Let me explain that. Generally speaking, the scoring was up around the league, but this is a product of what we're seeing in terms of everything else that goes into this. These guys getting proper rest, these guys getting proper nutrition, meaning that you can get more possessions on the court. I don't necessarily think it's about bad defense per se.
Let me ask you, nutrition has to do with more shots going up?
Conditioning,
He's
you
talking
can
about
run
the
up and down the
conditioning.
court more. You're able to.
Talk about the condition.
A lot of training camp was necessary a lot for these other guys in the earlier era because a lot of guys played themselves into shape with training camp in the early part of the season. These guys are better conditioned, the nutrition, the rest, all that plays into being able to get more possessions up and down the court. The three-point shot obviously plays a part in it. It's just even the game where Klay hit all those threes, we're blaming it on poor defense, where I'm going to say the Bulls did play poor defense, some of it. But Golden State, the way they schemed their offense, the way they designed the plays to get him open, is part of it too. If you look at some of the plays, it wasn't poor defense. The way they were picking apart, if you look at it, really I just don't think it's as simple as going poor defense is the whole reason.
Thanks. Most teams right now are averaging 2 points a game.
I think that's what Marc is alluding to, the fact that there's a lot of teams
you
that are putting up
had the
points
other
like
night
that.
several teams that scored over 120 points. Okay?
Mark,
Listen,
but I understand what you're saying, but
But
I
how do
basically
you
answered
do
your
that?
question because no matter however you look at it,
what
however
about
you look at it.
defense?
However you
I do
look at
think
it,
it's gonna
there's
slow
more
down.
possessions. There's more
think it's
possessions.
gonna slow down.
More possessions are going to lead to more points, no matter how you look at it.
The
right?
Nets is the third top shooting 3-point shooting team right now.
That's not a surprise. They were number 2 last year.
right. Guess what? They have no 3-point shooters
But that's not a surprise. And
How do they have no 3-point shooters if they're
because they're attempts. That's what I'm talking
and that's
about.
why
The
I say
attempts.
analytics is foolish.
It's killing the game. That's really where all of this come from. Pace and play, all that.
That's why I say
all
that.
that is killing
well,
the game.
people? It's not necessarily killing the game as much as this is a copycat league, much like the NFL, and people are trying to mimic the model that is Golden State, but they don't have the shooters to mimic Golden State.
And that's a misconception because everyone thinks Golden State shoots so much 3-pointers a game.
A lot of
They
it's
used
inside
to.
scoring.
They did used
A
to.
lot of it's inside scoring.
Golden State has never
it's
been
inside
in top
scoring.
10 since they started this run. They have never been a top 10 in attempts per three per game.
Houston's
They are
been one of the top 10.
always number one in mid range. And what does analytics tell you? A mid-range shot is a bad shot.
Right.
Golden State has always been number one. Last year, they were number one in attempts for mid-range and number 14 in 3-pointers attempted. The difference is when they make them at a higher clip than everyone else.
That's the thing. That's why I said the volume. You know, the funny thing about Golden State, you play Golden State, it's a 4-2 game. The way they shoot and the volume that they shoot, you look up, you down 14.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
In a
But they
heartbeat.
set you up with the mid-range.
Right.
But
if
that's
you
what
look
I'm
at-
saying. If you really even look at that game, it was the Bulls. The Bulls do play poor defense. But you're not giving Golden State for scheming Clay open. They were running plays to get this man open. And a lot of times the way they run their offense, they shoot the gaps and they all play off of it's read and react. But I'm just saying what I'm seeing I don't think is poor
Here's
defense.
the reason why I said last night was poor defense, and I'm gonna use one play as an
Every
example.
night. I say every
No,
night.
and I'm talking about with the Clay. You know who Clay is as a shooter. Zach LaVine went under a screen.
It's not even that.
You feel what I'm saying? That's why I say poor defense.
No, let's go
See what you're
deeper.
saying, though.
Dude hit 10 threes at the half. You go inside the locker room to discuss what just happened, and you come out and he shoots.
We're minimizing this whole thing. They scored 92 points at halftime.
Yo, kid,
that's just that in itself.
it's just
the
but-
fact that he hit
wait,
10
wait,
threes.
You know what's so
Wait,
crazy? And Clay only had 36.
But let's not be a creature of the moment. Let's just talk about from the start of
52.
game.
Oh, you
game
No, at the half.
from the start of this season till now, the scoring has been ridiculous.
It has.
And it can't be. It has
think
to be
we're
about the way
moving
the game
right.
is moved into a place of no defense. Guys, you know there's certain teams walking in. We have to guard the 3-point line.
I think they're
We have to
individual.
stay on defense.
What's the name? No, I think they're individual good defenders.
Yeah, of
out
course,
there.
yeah, of
I
course.
just think
Where?
the team defense.
Yo, like DeMar DeRozan,
Where?
2 games in a row had like 32 and 8. Like you know the defense is horrible out here in these streets.
Wow, there it is again. The dinosaur hate.
You just trolling dinosaurs tonight? What's happening,
Dinosaur
dude?
hate. Yo,
come on, man.
Thank you for tuning in, man. This is our take, man.
Peace,
Yo,
y'all.
subscribe to the show,
Subscribe,
y'all.
man. Check
Thank
us
you.
out.
Tell a friend to
I
tell
don't
a
know where
friend.
it's at. Is it up here?
Well, we don't know. This is a new look for us, so.
Tell a friend to
Whatever
tell a
the
friend.
subscribe
It'll be
button
somewhere.
is, hit it.
Hit it.
Hit it.
All right.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace, y'all.
Hip hop.